Hey guys, so I'm really excited to do this review for you today. I've been wanting to do it for a really long time, but I just figured that I really needed to test this out before I could really give a good review about it. So the product is, as you can probably guess from the title, it's the Makeup Forever Face and Body. And it looks like this. It's in a little glass jar with a pump. And I'm in the color, oh gosh, it rubbed off on the bottom. I think it might have been 30 something. But anyways, it's 50 mils, 1.69 fluid ounces, which is more than what you usually get for a foundation. But anyways, I bought this around February, and I'll tell you why I purchased it in a little bit, but first I'm gonna just tell you the claims it has on the website. And first of all, it says it's water-based, 80% water, which is nice because it's good for your skin, it's oil-free. It also says that it dries to a powdery finish, which I necessarily didn't find myself. I found it to dry to a more natural finish. It claims that it evens out your complexion, that it's light, it's fresh, it's smooth. And if you see me looking down, I have a whole list that I'm just reading off of. That it's also water resistant, long lasting, and suitable for all skin types. My thoughts about it is I absolutely love this foundation. It's been my go-to foundation for about the past 5 months. I bought it around February, and the reason for is because my skin was at that awkward stage where it was kind of going into spring. It was getting more oilier, but at the same time it was really dry, especially around this area. And I still have that problem too. I get really dry around here, and I have a very oily T-zone, dry right here, and dry cheeks. And I was looking for a foundation that would be very gentle on my skin, that could balance it out, you know, keep my T-zone matte, keep my dry areas moisturized. And I was just looking for a very natural foundation, because I really do not like cakey foundations at all, or absolutely full coverage. And this ended up being so perfect for my skin. It's not heavy on my skin. I don't feel like I'm wearing makeup. It looks like your skin, but totally better. Like I said, it keeps your skin hydrated. It's not by any mean to be full coverage. It's a very light to medium coverage, but very buildable. What I like to do sometimes is I have a lot of redness right here. Not necessarily rosacea, but I just get really red on my lower cheeks by my jaw. And what I like to do is put on a base with this all over, go back a little bit after it sets into my skin and dries, and just put a little bit on my cheeks. And it blends in seamlessly, like you can't tell that you went back and put on foundation. Let's see, I'm kind of jumping all over the place, so I gotta figure out where I am. It's a natural finish, very light on your skin. Like I said, it's buildable. The color selection is awesome. It goes from very pale skin to very dark skin. I didn't have anybody test it on me, but this one that I have right now is perfect. It was a little dark for me in February, but now it's absolutely the perfect shade for me right now. Since it's summer, I'm a little bit darker. It has a great yellow undertone, which is perfect for my skin. It's water-based, like I said. I have had no problems whatsoever with it breaking me out. My skin is very fussy with certain foundations, so I have to be very careful. One pimple and I will be done using it. So I mean, it's been wonderful on my skin. Like I said, it has a pump. I guess it never used to come with one, but all of them have it now. One tip for using this is that the consistency is a lot different, so it can be difficult for it to pump out. So when you pump it out, make sure you hold the bottle vertically and pump it. If you hold it like this and pump it out, it's gonna clog. And I'm sure that goes with any foundation with a pump, but specifically this one, I found that too. It's great for oily and dry skin, just like it claimed to be, like it's suitable for all dry skin. It has really helped my dry area around my nose. It doesn't emphasize my dryness. It keeps it moisturized. And one of my favorite things that this foundation does, that I've noticed a lot of other foundations do, is especially the long-lasting foundations, you know, when you go through a day, it's 8 hours plus, and your foundation is starting to wear off, it can separate, and you can see it getting cakey, you can see it settle. This foundation does not do that at all. When it tends to wear off after 8 hours or so, it wears off in a way that isn't obvious at all. It doesn't separate anywhere, it doesn't cake up, it doesn't feel like it's gonna melt off your face. If anything, it gives it a little bit of shine, but it looks totally natural. Like, I don't know if you can tell on my face right now, I've been wearing this foundation since this morning, and it's been over 10 hours now, and I've just put a little bit of powder on it, but it totally looks fine. Like, I've never noticed that until I've picked this foundation up. I've always had trouble with all of my other foundations doing that, and it's hard for me to use other foundations now, knowing that it will do that after 8+ hours. And I notice a difference in my skin even. I notice it's very even and smooth, even with the foundation on. It just feels so natural. Like I said, it's pretty long lasting, not necessarily, you know, like 16 hours, super long lasting. It does last all through the day, you know, if you need to touch up once or twice, it's only a little bit of shine that I have to touch up. Before you use it, you really want to shake it up well. It's a very different consistency than other foundations I've used and have come across. It's almost like a gel. It's very thin and runny. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I could try a little bit on my hand. But see, it's kind of runny. But it just goes into the skin so smoothly, and I don't know, it feels like silk. It's so amazing. And the smell doesn't bother me either. I actually like the smell of it. I can't put my finger on what it smells like, but application wise, on the website it says you can use a sponge, you can use your fingers. I find it hard to use this with your fingers because it tends to kind of melt in your skin, and once you kind of buff it in, it kind of just stops and you can't really tug on it. It sets on your skin really quickly. So what I like to do is take a stippling brush like this, and this is Real Technique. I can't talk. The Real Techniques brush by Samantha Chapman, and I have a couple of her brushes and I really like them. But what I like to do is put a little bit on my hand, and then I'll just kind of press it in my skin like this, and then just buff it lightly a little bit all over, and on my nose, on my forehead, and then I'll go back with the e.l.f. powder brush, which is like a flat top, and then press it in my skin like this. You don't necessarily have to set this because it is such a natural finish, but I recommend that you do just a little bit. I love to set it with my MAC Skin Finish Natural, and this one is in medium dark, and these two work so well together. They just make your skin look so natural and it looks awesome. If I want a little bit more coverage, you know, I'll take my MAC Studio Fix and, you know, put on my cheeks if I need a little bit more. But yeah. Then I'll take some concealer if I need to. Like, I have a pimple right here, I'll just use some concealer. The foundation really doesn't do a good job of covering up acne or acne scars or any kind of like discoloration in your skin, so I recommend using a concealer with that. But I love this foundation. Like, I have nothing bad